Namaskar, Suprabhatam. I heartily welcome you all for this fifth day yoga session. Let us start this session with a prayer. Close your eyes, take a deep breath 3 times Omkar. Sangachhatvam samvadhatvam samvo manamsi janatam deva bhagam yatha purve sanyānāna upāsate Sanyānāna upasate. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Yesterday we have discussed some of the sitting postures. And today we'll introduce another 2 important sitting postures from the common yoga protocol. So before that, we have practiced yesterday the Dandasana, Bhadrasana, Vajrasana, Ardha Ustrasana, and Ustrasana, Shashakasana also. And today we'll see Utthana Mandukasana and Vakrasana. But as a complementary, we'll also show you how Simhasana will facilitate and completes the sitting postures. Before we begin, let me see the whole purpose of practicing asana is to bring stability and comfort to the body, and so that it can entertain the free flow of prana for yoga. But wide range of practices help us to keep our body healthy, fit, and prevent for many of the diseases or many of the psychosomatic problems or lifestyle disorders or non-communicable disorders what we are facing today. So therefore, practicing asana will facilitate the physical fitness, mental alertness, and also bring the total health, holistic health. And it makes our body stable, comfortable, and help us to do pranayama and meditation or dhyana. So yesterday we discussed about how to go ahead with asana. Kindly remind, every asana start with a relaxative posture. Then we have a samasthiti or position. Then we have to start step by step. It is called vinyasa, one by one by one. Then your vinyasa should be along with your breathing. Every stage should accompanied with a breathing. Then there would be drishti. With breathing, you have to concentrate on a particular part of the body. Then at the same time, sthiti, maintain the final state with stable, comfortable, and effortless. Then again come back in the reverse order and get the Vishranti. So I am repeating these principles repeatedly so that we can convert the physical or exercise format into yoga sadhana or yoga practice. With this, let us start with Dandasana. Yes, kindly see it in Dandasana. You see first Vishramasana. Yes, this is the Vishramasana for to begin with. Now let us come to Dandasana. Join your both the feet. Keep your palms besides the body. Yesterday we have shown the modification also. Those who are new, you can go to the yesterday's clips and you can watch the modification. So the whole idea is to align the body, pull the spine up, make it straight, and pull the kneecaps, toes outward and inward, and slowly stretch and bring it. Relax the whole body. Now with this, we start with a Vajrasana. Take your leg back, first starting from the right, then another leg back, exhale, yes, then slowly we have to go to the Utthana Mandukasana. This is Vajrasana position. This is the second one. Now we go to the Utthana Mandukasana. Slowly turn to this side. Yes. So with this one, when you are keeping, slowly widen your knees a little part. Then keep your palms between the thighs, and put the pressure on the thighs. Then slowly spread your knees. Yes, like this. So take the help of your palms or hands to spread the knees. So as much as possible, so that it will form an angle, proper angle, at least minimum 120-degree angle. So that is the way how we can perform it. So after that, slowly rise your arms with inhalation, stretch up, again pull your lower spine, align the spread, then exhale and slowly take your hands back, as much as back. Then feel the stretching. The whole body is stretched. So slowly pull the body so that you will also feel the weight on your knees. Now close your eyes, maintain the posture. Utthana Mandukasana. Very, very simple but very effective posture for many of the present day problems. It may be somebody having a shallow breathing, somebody having the cervical spondylitis, somebody having the breathing, many asthma problems, etc. This is very, very beneficial. So you have to perform it properly. Now again, inhale and rise the arms up. Again stretch, take the weight of your knees to the lower trunk. Then exhale, come back, stretch, place your palms, hands on the knees. Then slowly take your hands between the thighs and take the support of your hands and take the knees inside, one by one. Then come to the Vajrasana, then Dandasana. Yes, thank you. So this is the way how we have to perform. Now somebody cannot perform this, how can be performed? So for that one, first we use the cushions. Those who are having arthritis, they can keep the two cushions, one on the knee also, and a little bit of thicker under these things, you can see. Yes, please. First. Okay. Then slowly knees apart, but don't widen wording. Itnai. That's all. This is the way how it is. First of all, practice it. Slowly we can widen the knees. Now most importantly, when you sit, first place your hands. Some people are very stiff. Lock your fingers and place. What is the mission is to align your shoulders so that the dorsal spine get in contact with. So this is the way how we have to align the dorsal spine to be aligned. Okay, now turn back. You can show it backside. Yes, sit on the floor, knees apart. Very good. Okay, very good, fantastic. Now you are keeping the hands on this. Then slowly take the hands backside. Lock, open your lock. Yes, press it. No, be there. Lock the fingers. Now press your head back and elbows back also. Press your head and elbows back so that again the dorsal spine is pulled up. Cervical spine is pulled up. Then chest has opened up. Then slowly open your palms and cross your hands. Little bit. Yes. Second one. Again cross. Stretch it up little bit. Again take it inside. Take it inside. make elbows almost perpendicular. And your right hand came on the left shoulder and left hand on the right shoulder. Kindly see the crossing and see the spine aligned. See the toes, knees, everything. So like this we have to make the gradual progression so that the Utthana Mandukasana is very, very effective. Slowly rise, come back, raise your arms back, stretch sidewise, keep your palms on the knees and place your hands between the knees and take the support of your knees, come back and slowly come back in the proper position. Okay, come back. Dandasana. So what we would like to say, so the Mandukasana, so it's a very, very important posture. It has the references in Hatha Yoga Samhita and Ghirinda Samhita, Bahiranga Yoga. All these references are there for Utthana Mandukasana. But over the years, it has been modified. Some people cannot do it on the ground. They can use the chair also. So if you see the, yes, you can sit on the chair. Kindly see it. Yes. So just join your feet, then knees apart. Make your knees apart. थोड़ा सा और भी feet अलग करें. Yes, thank you. Knees apart again. Knees apart, knees apart. Yes, like this. Heels on the ground. Yes. Now slowly take your hands up. Take them back, exhale and place it up. So those who cannot sit on the ground, they can also perform this posture by sitting on the chairs. Most importantly, it is the spinal alignment. The dorsal and cervical spine should be stretched up and but relaxed, make it stable, so that every day if you are doing it, we can overcome many of the disorders, and also the upper breathing or clavicular breathing capacity will be increased. If you start doing it 10 breathings in this one, it's called clavicular breathing or the upper breathings. Okay, come back. So Utthana Mandukasana is a very, very important asana, and it improves the lungs capacity and it improves the strength and flexibility of the neck and shoulder muscles. And there are, yesterday onwards, we are also start pointing some of the marma points. What are the marmas? You can see in the slides. So these are the marma points, so that are going to affect with the practice of Utthana Mandukasana. Now let us move on to, we want to introduce the Simhasana. So sit in a relaxative posture. Now come to Dandasana. Yes, slowly go to the Vajrasana. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Sit on these things. Turn this side. Yes, again, little bit of gap between the knees. Place your palms and take the support of your hands. Spread them properly. Yes. Now this is the called first stage of Mandukasana. Now you keep the hands turning your elbows. Yes, like this. Place it on the ground. Just parallel to your knees. Fantastic. Then bring the chest up, arch your head back. The dorsal spine is squeezed now. So it is extension of your Utthana Mandukasana. Chin little bit down. Yes. Then take the tongue out as much as possible. Then look between the eyebrows. Exhale and do it. And start breathing. Deep and exhale. You can see. Arch the back fully. Fantastic. You can see that. Slowly exhale and close your eyes. Take your tongue inside and come back. Be there. Come back in the Utthana Mandukasana first position. Take out your hands. Fantastic. Relax now. Now those who cannot, what we can do? Just spread your hands a little bit up. Up, up, up. Yes, now. Then slowly stretch back. Bend forward. Bend forward. Yes. You can support. Then go back. Yes, again. By bending your elbows, you can take the, yes, now shoulders are down. Again you are coming into the Simhasana posture. We have several variations of Simhasana. Some people do it in Padmasana, some people do it in Vajrasana, in Mandukasana, initial position. Then those who cannot, they can also use the cushions to keep them in the ankle joint points and make it simple. We should not widen the legs too much. If you are having the knee pain, etc., then again do it with modifications. Sivasana is very, very vital, and it facilitates your Utthana Mandukasana very well. It's complement with that, and also it is very useful for the thyroid problem. Though it is not there in the common yoga protocol, we are just advising. Yesterday also we recommend some of the complementary postures to enhance the benefits of these things. When you do it in a cycle, we do it only the common yoga protocol. But when you are doing it to mastery 1-1 asana, if you add certain postures, it will enhance. Next. So the Simhasana, we have several references of Simhasana. So it is one of the important postures in Hatha Yoga Pradipika, 4 important postures. Okay. So Geharanda Samhita, Hatha Pradipika, Hatha Ratnavali, Bahiranga Yoga, and all these postures are giving text are giving the information about the Simhasana. Some people also call it as Simha Mudra by adopting 3 bandhas in the posture. So next, the benefits of Simhasana. So already I informed in the beginning, those who are suffering from the knees, even Vajrasana, Ustrasana, Shashakasana, or Ushtra, all these things, we are using the knees and ankles mostly. Those who are having severe acute arthritis problem, knee joints, so they can, osteoarthritis especially, they can avoid this posture. They can use the modified form, they can sit on the chair, they can perform the other stages of the asana so that they will not be harmed by doing these postures. Okay. So the Simhasana has the beneficial to the respiratory tract. So it will open up the respiratory tract, upper respiratory tract, etc. So then it will help us to breathe properly, strengthen the diaphragm, because we are taking the tummy inside, stimulate thyroid gland functions, and improves immunity most importantly. And we have certain marma points also get affected by this posture. Now let us move on to the next posture, very important twisting posture, Vakrasana. So when you again Vakrasana, just sit, Vishramasana, join your legs, come to the Dandasana. Keep the palms beside the body, first alignment. Then slowly bend your right leg. Keep it just besides the knee joint. This is most important. You can see the triangle, it has been formed in the leg. Then slowly cross your left hand with exhalation. Yes. Keep your palm beside your feet. I am showing the perfect posture. And keep your right hand just below your spine, little bit away from the body. Okay, now you can see both arms are parallel, okay, in a straight line. Slowly exhale and turn your neck. Bend your elbows and twist the body. Twist it, twist it, twist it. You can see the whole body has been twisted, but the spine now has to be pulled up. Pull your spine up. You can see the small rise in the body. This spine pulling is the impact. That is the way how we can do the postures. So we do mechanically, but we sit idly. But once you reach the final stage, pull it, then slowly relax the body, bring the stability, close your eyes, you start enjoying it. Because certain kriyas are start happening there in the root of the spine. So that is the beauty, how we call it as a chakra stimulation, etc. These are all the very traditional. Even this Vakrasana is also modified version of the Matsyendrasana. Okay, come back, exhale, turn your head back, take out both your hands in one go, then stretch your leg and relax. So before going to, let us do it another side. Left hand, left leg, right hand cross. Yes, please see, place it beside your feet, then take your hand back and slowly make the alignment first, then turn your neck, head fully. Bring your chin on the shoulder, bend your left elbow little bit. Yes, turn it Turn your neck little bit more. Very good. Now pull your spine up. Can you see? That's important. That makes the perfect Vakrasana. Even you can draw the maximum benefits of Matsyendrasana by doing this. Again come back, turn your head, take out your hands, exhalation, and again relax and Vishrama, Dandasana, Vishramasana. So I notice that those who are having overweight or obesity people and stiff back, they cannot perform it what we have shown. This is for the youngsters who are very fit, they are going to the many gym etc. This is equivalent to many of the 15 minutes exercises doing for your spinal health or spinal to make it strong and flexible. So Vakrasana is such asana which bring lot of stability. Okay. Now let us see how we can modify it. The first modification, now keep your, come to Dandasana, keep your left knee, so right knee beside the left knee, yes, very good, feet in the left knee, very good, fantastic. Then slowly take your right hand back, first place it, yes, then take your left hand, keep it on the knee, cross your elbows, press it, yes, don't stretch too much, then turn back, simple. So you are not modifying other, but you are not able to, your back is very stiff, bend your elbow, left elbow little bit, left elbow, if you bend more you can make it, no, yes, press it, press your knee, very good. If you bend your right elbow, you can twist it more, take it back, bend it. If you bend your right elbow, left elbow, yes, thank you, like this. Both shall be used by bending alignment, you can do this. Then now place the palm of the left hand beside the right foot, like this. If you can't, you can hold the ankle also. All the variations I am telling you. All these things are admissible, must only in the final stage, again pull your spine. See, that's important. So I am giving the tips. The important is to pull the spine up. Okay, slowly come back. Now even some people cannot do it. You can little bit of take the feet towards the, yes, thoda aage jhuke, take it forward, yes, not that much, okay. Now hold your knee with the left hand, keep your hand back, just twist, press it and twist back. Even this also works because your neck is twisting, your spine is twisting, there is a pressure in the lower abdomen. So some of the benefits you will get with these modifications. Okay, please come back. So Vakrasana is the only one twisting posture in the entire yoga protocol we have mentioned. We have many forward bending and backward bending postures, but Vakrasana is the only one twisting postures. So this is the easiest version of Matsyendrasana. Swami Kuvalyananji of Kaivalya Dhama has introduced this in his asana posture. So then we can find in the modern many yoga masters also mention this posture. So who cannot do this Vakrasana? Avoid excessive rotation at lumbosacral joint, acute back pain, abdominal surgeries, and especially during the menstruation. So we can avoid some of the difficult postures we can avoid during the menstruations. So what are the beneficial effects of Vakrasana? Vakrasana improves spinal flexibility, improves lumbosacral flexibility, and aids in the digestion. It helps in the digestion. Most importantly, it is very, very useful in the management of diabetes. So all these things will be happen. So the most important point I find in Vakrasana is the spinal twist. So anybody having the lethargy or anybody having the depression, anxiety, Vakrasana is the best postures because it stimulates insulin secretions. So with this we have completed Utthana Mandukasana and also introduced a complementary Simhasana, and we have taken up the Vakrasana. Let us practice all the sitting postures starting from Vishramasana. Let us sit in the Vishramasana positions. Okay, come to, yes, everybody is ready? Just in 6 minutes, we'll complete the entire sitting posture starting from Vishramasana. Come to Dandasana, join your legs, place your palms beside the thighs, then slowly go to the Bhadrasana, turn back, bend your knees, keep your feet together, cross your fingers, and pull your heels back towards the perineum region and pull your spine up. Inhale and exhale, close your eyes and maintain the position. Bhadrasana is very, very important, and pelvic muscles will become healthy and lower abdominal organs will become very healthy by practicing Bhadrasana regularly. Okay, then slowly come back, stretch your legs, be there. Yes, very good. Stretch up, Dandasana, Vishramasana. So we'll do continuously up to all the postures up to Simhasana in the same position. Let us come to Dandasana. First Vajrasana. Yes, take your right leg back, left leg back, Vajrasana. Let us do Ushtrasana. Directly stand on your knees, then slowly bend back with inhalation first. Yes, exhale and keep your hands on the feet. Fantastic. Pull, thighs are perpendicular, legs are perpendicular, and chest has come up, head has dropped completely downward. The top of the head is perpendicular to the ground. See the alignment at the Hridaya Chakra, Anahata Chakra. Then slowly inhale and take your head up, hands up, exhale, hands down, and sit on these things. We can go to Shashakasana, knees apart a little bit. Yes, then again stretch up with exhalation. Exhale, 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 fully stretch, chin on the ground. Yes, those who are in a lot of pain, they can also put the forehead, but we advise to keep the chin on the ground, maintain the posture. Most importantly, the lower spine is pulled up. It is very useful for the management of anxiety and depression. Please come back with inhalation. Inhale and come back. Then sit in the same position again, Utthana Mandukasana. Turn this side. Yes. Spread your knees apart as much as. Inhale and raise your arms up. Exhale, bend them back. Keep them crossed. Yes. Pull your spine, lower spine up. Take the weight on your knee joints. Just spread your knees a little bit more. Yes, very good. Fantastic. Stretch up. Close your eyes. Very good. See the alignment. I want every time you have to enjoy the posture, whether you are in aligned position or not, breathing is coordinated or not, your attention or drishti is in a proper positions or not. That's the view. That is the features of asanas, performing asana. We are aware completely what you are doing it. Okay? Then raise your arms up with inhalation. Exhale, arms down. Join your knees. Yes, be there. Relax, close your eyes. Vajrasana. Now we go to Simhasana. Again, widen your knees apart. Take the support of your hands. Then turn your wrist and place them. First, take the position of Simhasana. Then slowly arch your back. Pull your chest forward. Then slowly chin up. Then open your tongue, open your mouth, pull out your tongue, and look between the eyebrows. Bhru Madhya Drishti. Fantastic. Simhasana. Very, very important asanas, and it helps to facilitate for the Utthana Mandukasana. Come back. Exhale. Close your eyes. Again, exhale. Take your knees inside. Relax now. Okay. Now we will go for the last posture, Vakrasana. Come back. Sit straight. Dandasana. Right leg. Bend your right leg. Then cross your left hand. Take your right hand back side. keep it just below the spine. Then exhale and twist your body and the head. Bend your right hand a little bit. Now pull your spine up, make it straight as much as possible. Those who cannot place your palm on the ground, they can hold the ankle or they can take the support of the knees, but don't forget to pull the spine up so that there is a proper twisting in the lower lumbosacral region. Okay, just come back, exhale, turn back, take out your hands, just relax. We'll do it another side. Left leg beside the knee, cross your right hand, place your left hand back just behind the spine, then slowly exhale and turn your head. Bend your left hand a little bit, yes, pull your spine up, turn your neck a little bit more, close your eyes, maintain the posture, enjoy the spinal twist. Yes, please. Turn back, exhale, and again inhale and stretch your arms. Vishranti. We have completed Dandasana, Bhadrasana, Ustrasana, Shashakasana, Utthana Mandukasana, Simhasana and Vakrasana. So these are all the forward bending, backward bending and twisting, all three types of movements we have done it. So we conclude today's session with a Shanti Path. Let us sit in a comfortable sitting posture. Yes, fold your hands for the Namaskar Mudra. Shanti Path. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhave, ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhave. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. धन्यवाद. शुभ दिन. जय हिंद, जय भारत.